And we are now live.
All right.
Thank you for coming on. I really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
So we'll start off straight away. For those people that don't know who you are, tell us about your background and what you do, and now what you're into, and all of that other stuff.
Okay. So my name is Amber Smallridge. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Michigan, so United States. My life pretty much revolves around fitness. I'm a purple belt BJJ competitor. I love competing. I also love lifting weights. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably see all of that. Um, a lot of people don't know I'm actually an X-ray and MRI technologist. So I do that part-time now, and I own my own personal training business, which I do part-time as well. I'm hoping to soon transition completely over to the personal training, hopefully soon. uh, as far as my background goes, I was very active as a kid. I was involved in actually karate and dance for like my entire childhood and teens. I absolutely love dance. Surprisingly, did not really love karate, but just kind of did it to kind of make my parents happy. But love dance. It was definitely my passion. I traveled, competed. I was at the studio every day, all day, just super active in that. Um, Unfortunately, once I graduated high school, I started my radiology career and quit dance and karate, both. But I still had that need to want to dance, and obviously was still, wanted to be active. So I actually became a Zumba fitness instructor, and I taught that for quite a few years. I loved that, but kind of faded out maybe after like about 5 years of teaching that. I started planning my wedding and started weight training. Really wanted to just, look good in my wedding dress and, get toned, as all the ladies say, which is crazy. But really, I just wanted to be strong and fucking badass.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zumba fell off. And then in actually I weight trained throughout, a few years. And then in late 2016 is actually when my jujitsu journey started. Yeah, and it just took off, and here we are, like three and a half years later, on a
Mad.
podcast talking about it.
Yeah. I was going to say
So
as well,
super active childhood.
I didn't realize you did karate. Or did you get quite far in it, like in belt rankings and
I
things like that?
did. I was like a junior black belt, or yeah, whatever they call it.
Still, it's pretty badass.
It's pretty badass. I did it from the time I was like 6 to the time I was like 16. So 10 years into it. I wish it was jujitsu now looking back at it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It always and as well as saying the Zumba instructor, they always crap me up because they've always got so much energy,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's just
so
like
much.
buzzing all the
Yeah.
time. Come on, guys, keep going.
Yeah, some of them are like a little corny and I cannot fucking stand it,
And
It was a way for
squeeze.
me to still dance and, do fitness, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But some of those ladies are fucking crazy.
So why did you start BJJ? Like, what kind of got you into that?
So it was actually my husband. He had trained for quite a few years, and then his school ended up closing, and so he stopped training for, I don't know, maybe like 5 years or something. And then one of the guys he trained with opened a school, local, and my husband started back up training there, and would come home and kept talking about it. And I kind of started showing interest. I wasn't going to school at the time. I was just working and doing my weight training and stuff like that. So I kind of would ask him some questions here and there. And then one day, this is so weird, he Kimura'd me in the kitchen, and I was like, "What the fuck did you just do to my arm?" And he's like, "So Kimura." I was like, "Well, show me how to do that. I can blow someone's shoulder out by doing that. Oh my gosh!" Like, oh, I could choke someone out by doing this. Like, he just started showing me little submissions and things like that at home, and then kind of convinced me to go to a class. And I went to a class and just fell in love. Just absolutely fell in love.
First session, straight away.
First session, yeah. I was a natural. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
No, I think it's the same for everyone. It's like the jujitsu bug, You go down there, you do one session, and that's it. It's like
Yeah.
game on now. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fair enough. But if you do, then I think you're in it for a very long time, if not for life now.
Yeah, I'll be a for lifer. I can't believe it took me this long to just get into it.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, it's the same for me. 28 years old, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I'd started sooner.
I know.
Madness, right? Did
It's
you know you was like, when you were rolling around on the mats, was you like naturally good, or did you have to like work really hard to kind of get to the
no,
level you're
100%
at?
natural. 100% natural. And I think that comes from having a dance background. Like I was just good at movement. Um, no, 100% natural. And I think more of an aggressive person in general. So
Yeah,
I think just the aggression and just being an athlete, my entire life definitely helped. And I mean, my first class, I was like fucking up a lot of the dudes. That's when my instructor Bill pulled me aside and was like, "You got to compete. There's a competition in 2 weeks, and you got to compete."
wow. And
I
you
was like,
went.
"Okay." I went. I did, and I did well. It's funny. I tell people this story a lot. So I was like only a couple weeks into training. I didn't even really know what like pulling guard was. And first girl I go against pulls guard, puts me in a tight ass cross choke. And I just remember my instructor being like, just breathe, you're okay. And everything's kind of dimming. I'm like, okay, just breathe. And I ended up getting out, and she ended up beating me on points. And then my next match, I was so pissed that just happened to me. So I just went out there, somehow took the girl down, and Ezekiel choked her. I was like, oh, okay, that was fun. I want to keep going. And then third match, I got to go against the first girl that beat me on points, and I did the same thing. Took her down, Ezekiel choked her. I took third, because I lost that first match. But that's when I knew, like, this is for me. Like, I was so pissed that I lost my first match. I went out there and just went at it and just enjoyed it, So yeah, I would just say natural. I was a natural.
Yeah. Do you think your competitive like mindset helped as well? Because I assume you're
Yes.
quite a
Oh,
competitive person.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Wanting to be sort of number one, right? Like even
Yeah.
though you placed third at your first
Yeah.
competition, which is great, you're
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like,
I still wasn't. I mean, I was still kind of mad that I was third, but it
yeah.
was okay. Yeah.
No, it's good. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that would have turned up and not placed at all. So fair play
Exactly.
on 2 weeks as well.
And that's fine too. Yeah.
That's mental. So what did you do before BJJ for a hobby? Like obviously, I know you mentioned Zumba. Have you always been into fitness and stuff like that? Because I know you said you did dance and karate.
Yeah.
Obviously, but you was
Yeah.
young.
I would say. I mean, all my hobbies have always been active. I was in a bunch of random sports growing up. I was in tennis and hockey and just random shit. But like the dance and the karate were like the main ones. But I would say definitely dancing, Zumba, anything fitness related, and then the lifting. I was really into lifting right before I started jiu-jitsu. So yeah, anything in the gym, active.
Yeah, how many times are you training a week? Well, was you training a week, obviously, because I know we've got the COVID situation, gym-wise and stuff like that, like 5 days, 7 days?
Yeah, so typically jiu-jitsu was at about 5 days a week, and then lifting 4 days a week.
Fucking hell. You must eat a lot, like to maintain the energy. Do you know what I mean? Because people don't.
I do eat a
think
lot.
about that.
I do love to eat. But, can that be a hobby? Because I love to eat.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite. I'm not gonna lie. If I stand up, I'm like that. Like
Hey. Thank God I'm active because I love to eat.
Do you track like what you're sort of fueling yourself with? Because obviously you do
Macros.
Yeah.
Macros. Yeah, I typically do like a 35, 35, 30 split. So 35 from carb, 35 from protein, and 30 from fat. But honestly, the days where I lift and I train jiu-jitsu, I'm just eating. I just need to eat. I need calories.
Yeah. Do you ever get, because when I first started jiu-jitsu, obviously I was gym training as well, but I seem to pick up loads of little kind of niggly injuries. Do you like tailor your gym workouts to support your jiu-jitsu? So for me, when I was going heavy on bench press, for example, my triceps are fucked, my elbows are feeling a little bit fucked, and then I'm going and rolling around. I'm pretty much just easy meat for people. Do you know what I mean?
That's
They're
the
just
problem.
smashing
I
me
feel
about.
like you constantly kind of feel like shit when you lift and do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But no, within the past year, I started following West Side Barbell. Have you ever heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 4 times a week, 2 days a week of max effort, 2 days a week dynamic. So I try to kind of work those lifts around my training. But I feel like with that structure, I'm sore, but I'm not too sore to train jiu-jitsu. So that seemed to be the best fit for me with training so much jiu-jitsu too. But I foam roll, I stretch, I make sure I warm up real good. If something's super tight, I'm not rolling until I can get that loosened up a little bit, or I will get injured.
No, that's what I was going to ask you as well, is like what you did for injury management and how much time you kind of spent on that. Like, so on a typical day for you, in the sense of structure of your training session and then going to jiu-jitsu, like, do you 45 minutes foam roll and so on?
So typically, it just honestly just depends how I'm feeling. But usually I work pretty much 5 days a week. So I would typically wake up, go to the gym, loosen up, warm up, do my dynamic warm ups, foam roll until everything felt good, do my lift, go to work, come home, stretch, do what I need to do, and then go to jiu-jitsu. But, in jiu-jitsu, we do like a good warm up and everything like that too. So it's usually at least like 10, 15 minutes of warm up. But even before I get on the mats, I'm foam rolling. I'm making sure everything feels good. Nothing super tight before we even start the warm up. So SMR is everything. Like, I'm all about the lacrosse ball, the foam roller, massages. I recently really got into cryotherapy. That helped a lot with just overall inflammation and everything. And I have a hot tub, which is great. So I'm in that thing all the time when I'm training hard.
Living the high life, right? Chilling in the hot tub, cryotherapy. I don't even know where we can do cryotherapy here, which is shit. Like, I need to get that sorted at some point and go and experience that.
Yeah, my place is closed right now, so I'm super bummed about that, with everything going on. But it really did help a lot.
Did you find, because I always say to people, I always recommend like foam rolling or using a ball to get into those like kind of tight areas.
Yeah.
I've got a So Right as well, which is like really good. If you don't know what it is, go have a look. It's like this weird gizmo. It's called, it gets in your psoas muscles.
Oh, yeah.
So that's quite cool. It gets in deep. But I always recommend it to people, like, roll and all this. And every time they've never rolled, never done anything, they hop on it and they're in pain. They're like, I'm so tight. Oh, I can't do this. I'm like, it fucking hurts because you've never done it. Yeah.
Suck it up, buttercup. It'll be worth it after, right?
Yeah. I always feel good after. Like, I hurt when I foam roll. Because I naturally sometimes sit down for quite long periods of the day or whatever. And I go tight and I'll go and have a little roll. And I am a big baby. I'm like, oh, please stop.
But it hurts so good. It hurts so good. Right?
That's
like the best way to describe it. Yeah.
And after, I've sweated before, and after I'm like,
you're like, I'm gonna pass out. This hurts.
Yeah. But it hurts so good. I like that saying a lot.
Yeah, right. Hey.
So who's been your hardest competitor in jiu-jitsu that you've gone against and fought? Whether you've won or lost. I'd say maybe that you've gone on to beat, but you've struggled and been like, fuck me, this is hard.
So maybe one that I've gone on to beat, like I can't think of a specific, name, but what always surprises me are these little girls with this just technique, like crazy technique, just super squirmy. And yeah, eventually maybe I'll get the best of them, but it's hard. That always definitely surprises me and kind of catches me off guard. They're just, super technical, and maybe I'm just not quite there with the technique, or, sometimes I just feel like this big old, like, and I'm not big, but just like fucking oaf trying to get into them, and they're moving all around and shit, and
hold
tying
still,
me
bitch,
up and whatever. And yeah. So that always kind of surprises me, in competitions and stuff. But as far as one where I lost, one comes to mind. It was this very, very large girl. She was probably, like, not kidding, at least 6'5", 350, but was like mobile, could like move. Because I've gone against big girls, and they're just kind of topple around and topple over. Yeah, and she like legit tossed me right on my face and just got on top of me, laid on top of me. At the time, I was like 180 pounds. I think I cut down to like 175. So I wasn't like a small girl. Like 175 is not small. And there are pictures of her on top of me, and you can't see me at all. I'm just gone. Like, I'm just not fucking there, dude. And yeah, that was tough. That was hard. Just being like suffocated. I didn't get tapped, which I was very surprised. I wanted to tap to like suffocation numerous times, but I probably couldn't even get my arm out to like tap. And I would just say that was memorable. And those pictures are pretty fucking hilarious. I'll have to send them to you.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check them out.
But I mean, she could move too. Like, it was impressive, man.
People in the crowd or people watching were like, "Oh, that girl's rolling around on the mats on her own. I've never seen that before." And then your little bit of hair comes out, and they're like, "Oh no.
Yeah, like, oh shit, there's someone under there."
Quality. Oh god. So
there's your extreme: the small girl and then the giant girl.
Yeah.
Shit.
So what's been your proudest moment within jiu-jitsu that you've achieved and thought, yeah, I deserve this, I've worked fucking hard, and here I am?
I quad golded twice at the Chicago Open in the adult division. So I mean, those were like, that was like long weekends, just long days, lots of matches, and to come out quad gold, I did that twice. So that was 2018 and 2019 that happened. Yeah. And then I won Nogi Pans adult 2018. And I placed at both 2018, 2019 Nogi Worlds. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Adult divisions.
Yeah, just slip that in
I
there.
always specify adult because it irritates me when like I see people like, oh, I'm a world champ, but they don't specify masters. Like, I definitely think the talent pool is different between masters and adult, and I always specify.
No, yeah, 100%, because there's, at the end of the day, like anything, there's levels, right?
Yeah.
Like, and people can gloat, but it's like, bitch, you're not on my level. Stop gloating.
Yeah.
You're B class, you're B team.
Yeah. Hey. No, I always specify, since I am, I guess, masters. I'm 30.
Yeah, no, that's be proud of your achievements, right?
Yeah, for sure. I just think, like, I guess I'm just proud of how far I've come and being able to perform on, some of these big stages and do good against people who have been, training since some of them since they were probably kids, or, so I think I feel proud about that, and just excited to for what the future brings. Like, I'm just getting better and better. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you're still fundamentally a baby in the jiu-jitsu world, right? Like 4 years is nothing,
Exactly.
I'm still a fucking tadpole. I've been going 6 months. I don't even think I'm a fault right now to people. They're just like mad, right?
It is crazy. Like you said, there's levels to it, and shoot, haven't even like touched the surface. I feel like it's
mad, isn't it? Like you look at the human body and you're like, yeah, there's not much I could do with that to someone. Like, grab an arm or whatever, and then you do jiu-jitsu and you're like, how many times can I get fucked up?
Exactly. By someone who's like half my size.
Yeah. What is going on? Like,
or just like the nerdiest looking person that is just a fucking killer.
Yeah. And you're like, oh,
right?
Okay. What's going on here?
Yeah. I know.
It's like the different variations of things as well, like knee locks, right? It's just like, I can get you in so many knee locks. And for me, I was like, yeah, there's only one knee lock, which is the only one I know, which is just out on the street rolling around with some friend of mine like 5 years ago. I'm just like, yeah, knee lock, and they're like, oh, that hurts. Go to jiu-jitsu. There's like 50 fucking ways to get you put in that position. So
much more behind it, right?
Yeah, it's a killer. Anyone who hasn't done jiu-jitsu, by the way, highly recommend going and trying it out.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give for new people to jiu-jitsu? Because there's probably a point where they might want to quit when they're getting tapped by everyone. You can
just
be blunt.
Keep showing.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, keep showing up. Don't get discouraged. And And just remember, like, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's there for a different reason. Everybody wants something different out of jiu-jitsu. You know, some people want to compete. Maybe some people want it for self-defense. Maybe it's, you know, to treat people's depression, anxiety. I don't know, you know. So, you know, just kind of keep showing up and kind of figure out what you want to do with jiu-jitsu and just, you know.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Try to, I don't know, yeah.
Just fucking be persistent, you know, because you can't be a killer straight away.
Yeah, and everybody might not want to be that though, you know. So I kind of just think it depends on what, you know, you want to do specifically with jiu-jitsu, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think as long as you're enjoying it and fundamentally getting what you want from it, then that's all that matters. Because I got I've told this story before anyways, but I got basically fucking really downhearted because I want to compete at some point. I want to try it at least once. And when I first started, got tapped out all the time, and then I got a little bit better and I wasn't getting tapped as much. And then I went back and then I was just getting fucked again, like tapped all the time. And I said to my coach, I've gotten shitter. Like, why is everyone tapped? Like, what is going on? And he was like, no, they've realised you've got better, so now they're stepping it up a little bit. And I'm just like, oh man, I thought I was good. I thought I was getting
That's how
there.
it goes. The second you're like, oh, I'm getting really good, or I'm getting really good at this loop or whatever, and everyone's just shutting it down. You're like, what?
What's going on here? Does your husband still go as well? Do you go to the same club and train together?
Yep. We train together. He's a brown belt. He travels with me. We compete together, and yeah, he's a badass dude.
Do you ever tap him out?
No, I mean,
on the fly, you know?
If he slacks at all, or if he's like feeling real lazy or some shit, and he gives me his back, I might like bow and arrow him or something. But like, if he's going 100, no way, you know. He's been in it for way longer than me. I'll catch him occasionally, but it's, you know, he's slacking or something, or trying something new or something.
Yeah.
You know?
It's mad, isn't it? Like, because obviously you're at your level, and you're like, yeah, I'm killing some people, and then you roll with someone else who's been doing it for a very long time, and you're like,
I fucking suck.
Yeah. You're like waiting for him to fucking be sitting there watching the telly, and you're like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna sneak up. I'm gonna choke this fucker out.
It ain't happening.
No. So basically, another question I wanted to ask is like, what your preference is in the sense of, do you prefer no gi or the same? Like, which is? So what do you go for?
I started all gi. I feel I don't even think I really did any no-gi until it was a competition. And I just put my rash guard on and went out there. And that was probably like almost, I'm not even kidding, like probably a year into training. So I did gi for about a year and then started dabbling into some no-gi. And then last year, I feel like I was really into no-gi, you know, because from No-Gi Worlds, I trained a lot for that, preparing for that. And then now I feel like I'm ready to get the gi back on. So I feel like I like them both. They both have their ups and downs. I feel like I do really well competition-wise in no-gi because I'm pretty athletic and I move well. But then I love my gi choke, so I definitely have more submissions in the gi. I feel like I like them both, man. Just, you know.
I've never done gi, so
what?
Yeah, I know. In this period of time as well, I know I've not been doing it too long, but I should have tried gi. And everyone's like, man, when you get choked out by your own gi, you'll love it. And I was like, I'll love getting choked out by my own gi. I was like, how the fuck do you even do that? Like, how is someone wrapping you up?
It'll be so intriguing to you. You have to do it. You know? Yeah. Like, why am I so tied up and tangled up and then I'm getting choked out by my own gi?
It's mad, isn't it? What people can do. Yeah. I really want to. It's such an investment, isn't it? Like, get your gi, go down there. You know, I want to do it, but I'm just a little bit like, I'm enjoying no gi, you know?
Do both.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just being a bitch.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Do it.
So, obviously you said that you're doing personal training now. Obviously you mentioned before that you did radiology.
Yes.
Is that correct? what made you kind of transition from, I know you're still doing both, but what made you want to go, fuck it, I'm going to try and build a personal training business and go for that?
I think just being so involved in everything fitness, for everything in my whole life has been fitness related. Why I went into radiology, just I wanted to do something medical. Everybody says medical. Yeah. And then we actually, my jujitsu school moved, and we got a bigger gym, and there was a whole area inside of the jujitsu gym to put like an actual, like lifting gym in there. And my instructor and the owner, Bill, he was kind of like, all right, I want you to run this and get your personal training cert. Here you go. And you should totally just run this gym in here.
Mm.
And I did.
It's just like, okay, fuck it.
He just kind of, persuaded me to, I guess. And it totally took off, and I'm there all day, every day, training clients and,
making money, right?
In between radiology.
Yeah, it's such a diverse thing though, because like
it totally is. And I think just, growing up, I think like everything in the medical field was like really pushed, like, job security, do something in the medical field. And I remember I job shadowed a couple rad techs, and I was like, oh, I could see myself doing this. And I got into the schooling, which was like really competitive and hard to get into. And I got in, so I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one of the things I also think people don't realize is like, you can look at someone and be like, oh, they're a personal trainer and they're like into fucking athletics and that, so they're probably a little bit dumb. Like,
oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not academic, right?
Yeah, sure.
I've had that. No. People are like, you ain't academic, but I would say I'm kind of intelligent. And to go and do what you've done, obviously, there's got to be some high level of intelligence there, which is always, I find, like quite fascinating, where we can kind of stereotype people by what they do and not actually know
what they look like. Yeah. Like that person's just a meathead or whatever,
Yeah, and it's the same. Like if you was in your work gear and all that, they'd look at you and be like, just a nerd, and you'd be like, fucking choke you out, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, you want to see these delts? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's go.
These delts under these scrubs, man.
Yeah. Let's take this outside and see who's the nerd, right?
Hey.
Yeah, you're like coming back into work, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna need to speak to you and have a meeting with you, and you're like, for what?
For what, dude?
Yeah, I didn't do anything. So personal training wise, are you looking to go into online coaching, or are you just doing out of the gym stuff?
Just right now out of the gym, but with the COVID situation, I am doing everything, via FaceTime with my clients, for the time being. But I like the in-person stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I like it in person, and I don't know. I think it's easier to assess everything, easier to assess form. I don't know. There's something to be said too, like about going to the gym and working out. Like that's what I try to tell my clients. I'm like, working out at home is just not the same, whether you have someone on FaceTime or not. Like there's something sad about going to the gym, having your hour at the gym, getting out of your house, and just giving it your all, giving it 100.
Yeah,
so.
I think as a trainer myself, like when I've trained people, I prefer being there, and I don't know like where this kind of sits in the realm of things, but like I feel like your energy is kind of contagious, right? Like if I turn up and I'm pumped and I'm like, right, let's get this going, and I'm ready to go. If I do it for a screen, I don't feel like they feel it. Do you know what I mean? I can shout all I want, but fundamentally they're just like, yeah, I'm not motivated. Whereas when they're there, it's like, okay, showtime, let's go.
And a huge challenge for me has been like the equipment that my clients have. Okay, you have a couple dumbbells. What the fuck? Just a couple dumbbells for all these weeks. Like, well, you're making it work, but really, I want you in there fucking deadlifting with me.
Yeah. And you can't assess form very well over, online.
No. And then just the atmosphere. You need that like gym atmosphere, that badass atmosphere.
Yeah. Have you not thought about creating programs at all, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever? Summer shred or some stuff to sell.
Possibly, it could be in the works later on, and right now I think it was just getting, my clientele going and,
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, you want to build that
plus,
catalog, right, of like results and stuff like that.
right. Plus, again, it's not my full-time job. So I want to, if I'm going to do it, all that, I need to be able to dedicate 100% to it, I
Yeah.
mean, not 100%, but 100% of my time to it, like have all that time to dedicate. And, I just got to ditch that radiology.
Yeah. At some point, right, when you're ready.
I know.
No, I get you. It's and the only reason why I was asking about like online programs and stuff is because based on like my experience, I used to run a fitness business, and it flopped. It was shit, basically. I was shit. Like, I was young, didn't know much, but most people that I feel are earning a lot of money in the personal training world now are selling these online programs and
People have been
coaching,
telling me that. Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like, meh, I don't, you don't want to do it, but if you want to make a lot of money and for it to be a full-time income, because
Yeah.
people, I don't know if you've had this, but I definitely did. Like, clients can be unreliable sometimes, they can not turn up, and you're like, fucking, you're meant to be paying me. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got that monthly income of someone purchasing a program from you or whatever, it's more of a reliable source.
Yeah. I just have a hard time with that because, I like to be able to monitor everything and I like to be able to watch form, and I'm super OCD about that shit.
Mm.
So, I don't know.
No, I get
It,
it.
it could be definitely something in the future, though, for sure. And I guess I've been fortunate to have, good clients,
Yeah.
and they do show up and they do want to fucking work hard and they want to get at it. And I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get
Those,
it. You
those
pick
are
the
the
right
kind of
people.
clients I want.
Yeah. No, I get you. But that's it, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, you kind of know where you want to go. And maybe programs, maybe not. It's like, well, I'll
Yeah.
decide when I get there. But right now, I'm just going to focus on what I'm loving,
In
what I'm
person,
enjoying.
one-on-one, get after it. Yeah.
Did you ever do groups or anything like that?
I have a couple people that come in groups, but typically it is all one-on-one. And,
Yeah.
we do measurements and body fat assessment and all of that. And we reassess with every, new month. So.
Who's been your biggest client in the sense of change? Pressure, I know. You don't have to mention their names. You can just say their story.
No. I have one girl that kind of reminds me of myself. She, active and, you do like some weight training, like here and there and that kind of thing, but still kind of skinny fat,
Yeah.
Probably wasn't eating enough. And now she's fucking jacked. Like, she looks amazing. Her ass is like bam.
Yeah.
Her arms are like totally just bam. And she's eating and she feels good and she's getting strong. And I love that. Like, I hate seeing skinny fat. It is so frustrating to me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way on that.
Eat and
Fucking eat
lift
and
and
lift.
be
Yeah.
strong.
I always find it funny. People are like, "Oh, I want to lose weight," and they'll tell me what they're eating, and 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, "Yeah, eat more," and they're like, "What?"
They don't get it. They're like, what?
Yeah.
It's like,
What?
well, you're not eating the right foods
Yeah.
and you're not eating enough.
And
Right?
It's like you want to lose weight, and I'm telling you to eat more, but I'm telling you to eat good shit so your body can use it, and I'm telling you to increase your training, right? Because you're only training twice a week, so the fuel that you're consuming is going to aid you for your session, and then you're going to see great results. And people are just like, oh, but shouldn't I just have like 2 meals a day? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, if you want to be asleep when you come to the gym, yeah, because you're running on fucking empty, like, and then you're not going to train hard, which means you're not going to put on any muscle or burn any of that fucking fat or whatever.
Exactly.
Carry on.
You gotta fuel your body. And it's frustrating when people don't listen.
Yeah, oh god. It's like banging your head on the wall, right? You're like, God damn it. And for me, like, I don't know if it's the same for yourself. It's like, yeah, I'm happy to get paid, but I want the results. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah.
It's like,
what I don't get is people who will people who pay you all this money and then they don't do what you say. So they're wasting their money. Like, what are you doing?
Do you get frustrated? Because honestly, I've been to people. I'm like, you're giving me your money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want it now. Like, you're pissing me off, basically.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
Oh,
train.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
glad.
say some shit, man. I have like no filter. I've already told you that. So it's the same with my clients. Like, are we going to fucking work hard? Are you going to fucking listen to me or not? Because if not, bye.
Stop wasting my time, right?
Right. And you're wasting your money. So get it together. Get your shit together.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. Honestly.
Same with you, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Thanks
for having me.
You'd like to add on to the end where people can find you, contact you, check out your stuff? I'll tag it all in the video below. Yeah,
sure. So just Instagram, Amber Lauren BJJ. I'm sure you'll put it on there. And,
yeah.
No
website.
Feel free. No,
that's it. Cool. You've got a big. I was going to ask you as well. You've got quite a strong Instagram following as well. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like for yourself, where did that come from?
Just posting. I'm posting a lot. Sorry. People sharing my stuff. Like, there's all these fucking like jujitsu babes and shit like that. I'm telling you, if you're even like remotely attractive and you do jujitsu, like
blow up, right?
I guess. I don't know, man.
What's going on with my account then? I must just be like, oh.
you gotta get on jujitsu babes, man. Yeah. No, it's just funny. I don't know. You get some interesting people on there, but
I can imagine, right?
Interesting followers, interesting DMs, but yeah.
Guys are shady, aren't they? Guys are shady sometimes, you know.
I think it's hilarious. Like, for a while I was doing like DM of the day, and I'll just like screenshot like just ridiculous DM from people like, how much would you pay, or how much would I have to pay to get rear naked choked and kicked in the nuts by you? I'm thinking like, dude, I should like start an actual business doing that shit. Might make some money.
Quality. Yeah, you probably would.
That's my following.
Yeah, that's mad, man. Honestly, that's fucking funny. Choked and kicked in the balls, whatever. People are
numerous
fucking crazy.
times I've gotten that. The one I got like last week, it was like, "Hey, hello, love your buttocks." Buttocks. Like,
oh,
thank
quality.
you. No.
Witty. Right. So yeah, brilliant. I'll chat with you off stream for a couple of minutes first, okay? Anyway, so I'll let you know when I've stopped recording.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. This will be on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and all the other stuff. I'll tag you in the videos, tag your links below. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.